all you need to know. We are live streaming right now on Facebook and YouTube. The real show is starting right now, here in just a few seconds. Here we go. Yep. This is Live Music Showcase here on 88.5 WMNF Tampa. I'm your host, Ken Apperson. We are here in studio with Leon Meinson. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm real happy to see you here in our studio. You've been kind of a hometown hero for a number of years here in the Tampa Bay area. Moved up to Nashville to find your star, as they say. And now you're on tour.
It just feels good to be back home right now.
It's good to see you, man.
Right back at you.
This young man here is going to play some music for you. We got another young man here who is also performing on stage with Leon tomorrow night at Hooch and Hive, December 21st. I'll be posting a link for where you can find tickets for that show in our live stream, which is happening on Facebook and on YouTube right now, where you can see a full video production of what's going on here in the studio. On Facebook, it's WMNF's Live Music Showcase, and on YouTube, it's WMNF Community Radio. Head over to the live stream right now. You're already in the live stream. I can see there's already a few people in there. Say hi. Say something in the comments. We love that. And feel free to comment on Leon, on his face, on his guitar, on his vest, I think is what we'd call it. It's like a utility vest.
Courtesy of Marshwear.
That's nice. That's nice. Very good. All right, man. What's the first song going to be called?
I'm going to sing a song I wrote about Florida. It's called Mangrove Shores. And it kind of stems from... You know, like when I was living here, I always kind of found it funny that not that many people wrote songs about Florida besides Jimmy Buffett. Jimmy's great. But I wanted to contribute. It's called Mangrove Shores. Always found it funny when we sang about her. Cursed her name till I left without her. Evening skies have all burned away with rain. With country smile and big city talk, best of both worlds, then she won't stop walking towards the rain on a sunny day. Yeah, she raised me good and she raised me right. Taught me how to fish, she taught me how to fight. She showed me how to be the man I am today. People always seem to have something to say, yet they can't stop coming her way. I guess it's time to win and set them straight. Been running like a child without a home. Ain't got no place I gotta go. Feeling now like a dog without a bone. Take me back where the Gulf meets the Mangrove Shore. Everybody's always just talking to me about the things I've seen and the things I've heard on the news today. But all I've been doing is casting a line, fishing away and wasting time. Now safe to say that I didn't lose my mind. Been running like a child without a home. Ain't got no place I gotta go yet. Feeling down like a dog without a bone. Take me back where the Gulf meets the Mangrove Shore. Been running like a child without a home. Ain't got no place I gotta go yet. Feeling now like a dog without a bone. Take me back where the Gulf meets mangrove shores. Take me back where the Gulf meets mangrove shores.
Leon Meinson, everybody. I like it.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
I like it a lot. Yeah, it's got a very southern charm to it, I would say.
And a big inspiration for that one and most of the songs that I write is Guy Clark, Townes Van Zandt, John Prine. So that's always kind of been where my head was at since about 15 years old. Before then, I had a weird assortment of phases, you know.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we all go through those.
Absolutely.
What's your favorite Prine song? You don't have to play it, but what's your favorite Prine song?
Christmas in Prison.
Christmas in Prison.
Right now, I've been
thank you for being festive.
Appreciate in the season, you know. But no, in all seriousness, though, that's the way the world goes round, and Paradise is a great song.
All right. If you're watching in the live stream right now, comment with your favorite John Prine song if you have one. I always like seeing the live stream light up with controversy and furious, we'll call it passion, with their opinions and whatnot. It's great. Last week, somehow we got on the tangent of cat names, and everyone had some very unique cat names. We'll put it that way. At the risk of having that happen again, just by mentioning it. All right, so let's get back to the music. And after this next song, I really want to get a little bit of insight into what your life in Nashville has been like since you moved up there. Because where are you from originally? You from here originally?
So my parents are actually from Bosnia and Croatia.
Oh, wow.
And I was born in the Czech Republic, and we came here when I was about a year and a half old. So I grew up, we lived in Pinellas Park when we first came here for about a year. And then I grew up kind of Clearwater Safety Harbor area.
Yeah. So you're not technically from here, but I mean, you grew up here, grew up in this area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really the only thing I know, you know, besides Nashville at this point. But
I love it. I love it. All right. We'll get into more of that after this next one. What's this next song called?
Do you guys want a new one, or you want a released one?
Let's hear one that they could go and look for after the show is over.
I'm going to play you guys a sad one.
Ooh, I love sad songs.
Me too.
Yeah. Some of my favorite sad songs are the ones that are written in like major keys. So if you're not fully paying attention, you're like, it's a happy song. But then you listen to lyrics like, this is not a happy song.
No, not at all. This one's in a major key.
That's the best.
It's off the self-titled album. It's called Sunday Morning Coffee. Everybody thinks it's a love song, but it's really a song about my dad and wishing I was home drinking coffee with him. About to take it for the next train, coming home today, but I'll be gone tomorrow for the morning sun away. I told you I was in love, but my heart was on the run. I didn't think that we'd be another high that had to fall. I wish I knew which way to turn to. I wish I knew which way to drive. If I could just see you one more time, drinking coffee neath the morning light. Drinking coffee neath the morning light. Sunday morning rolls around. When Sunday morning rolls around. early and packed my things, choked up and poured me a drink. 'Cause walking through that door left me feeling poor, was a feeling I tried to ignore. So I walked on down the road, turned around and headed back home. 'Cause eating dinner alone ain't the way to go, so I might as well get on home. And now I know which way to turn to. Now I know which way to drive. If I could just see you one more time, drinking coffee neath the morning light. Drinking coffee neath the morning light. Sunday morning rolls around. Sunday morning rolls around.
So tell me a little bit about that song. Tell me a little bit more.
I started writing that song, I think like towards the tail end of me being in college, and then COVID happened. And I came back. I was going to school up in New York, and I didn't really take to New York City too well. And, it always just kind of felt like a temporary thing. And I wasn't really planning on moving to Nashville later on down the line. I wanted to come back to Florida and, kind of just set up shop here and stay here. But I came back, and I had to cancel a bunch of shows. COVID was hard on everybody. And I got a job working down at Don's Dock on Madeira Beach, Johns Pass area. And it was kind of this like weird time. It kind of felt like purgatory. I was living with my parents again, which honestly I loved. I missed them. It was great spending time with them. We're all homies, So I was back home, kind of just enjoying life, working at the dock, fishing every day, and, kind of writing songs casually. But I guess I was in this like weird kind of state of like, oh, I'm quitting music. I'm going to still write songs, when they come, but like, I don't want to do this for a living. And then, I basically all the songs off that self-titled album came from that time where I was quitting music and working at the dock. And then I had some friends moving to Nashville. They were like, "You want to move to Nashville?" I was like, "You know what? I might as well. I don't even know what I'm doing with my life right now, So I figured something was better than nothing, and I made the move and ended up tracking this record over the course of, I think, 2 or 3 years, just kind of bit by bit trying to be cost effective with it. And that's pretty much the product of that.
So you wrote a lot of these songs at a period in your life where you felt like you were done with music as far as the like chasing the dream goes, but you were writing songs just kind of like for fun, just kind of like almost the way like one would like do a hobby.
For sure. Yeah.
So what switched from that mentality to giving it all up and moving to Nashville?
I kind of realized I wasn't really good at anything else. And I think this is the only thing that, I ever felt like I could do and, do the right way.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I realized I loved it, Beats working a 9 to 5.
It does. All right, cool, man. Well, if you're just joining us, Leon Meitzen here in studio on Live Music Showcase. This show is live every Friday at 2 p.m. For those of you who are listening live on the radio, 88.5 FM, or on the website, WMNF.org. Or you could be watching right now in the live stream. We've got some people watching right now in the live stream. Hello, thank you for watching. You might also be listening to this show in the future. You might be listening in podcast form on Spotify or Apple Music. On either of those platforms, you can find this show. Just search Live Music Showcase, and you will find us pretty easily. You can listen to all of our past episodes, and you can get notifications about upcoming episodes, about new episodes as they drop, which they drop every Friday. So find us anywhere you can possibly consume this show. We would love it. Thank you. So Leon here, looks like you've got a collection of mouth harps.
I wish I just had one that could hit every single key, but no, I got to keep 6 with me.
No, that's the way it works. Yeah, that's how mouth harps work, unless you get those big chromatic ones, which is like a whole other instrument.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, this is one of my favorite things. One of the best things you can do if you're not a musician, go hang out at an open mic and look for the guy who's got like a little suitcase. Like a little square. Usually it's like a soft suitcase.
There's always a guy.
You know? There's always one guy.
Always a guy.
Usually no one's talking to him. For whatever reason, I don't know why. They just always seem like they're kind of off to themselves. The mouth harp guys, the harmonica guys, and that's what it is. Harmonicas are made in a single key, and you have to have a collection of them if you want to go to an open jam. So they'll walk in with like 12 different harmonicas.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
It's kind of wild. All right, what key is this next one in?
Key of E.
Key of E. All right.
Key of E. Keeping it simple.
That's right. 4 sharps, everybody. 4 sharps for those who are trying to keep up at home. What's this one called?
This one's Blue Sky. It's one of the only happy songs I ever wrote. It's about a blue sky. I've been chasing you round the sun, digging tunnels just to try and catch up. But I stayed happy while times got sad. But there's a blue sky, babe, 'cause time for it all comes back. Lost my mind just a couple of times. Wrote a few songs, too many rhymes. But I was stupid when I should have been smart. But there's a blue sky, babe, I'm sitting right here in the dark. What do you say about tonight? Just you and me in the neon lights, cracking jokes and talking music. We ain't ever gonna lose it. The neon signs been calling both our names. For the longest time I've been all alone, with my black jeans faded as a flow. But I was sleeping when I should have been awake. But there's a blue sky, baby, been in bed just about all day. What do you say about tonight? You and me in the neon lights, cracking jokes and talking music. We ain't ever gonna lose it. Neon signs are calling both our names. Looking out the window, think about a path. If I'm meant to be, if I'm meant to last. But I'd be crazy if I didn't take a chance. You're a blue sky, babe, I'm glad to get to hold your hand. You're a blue sky, babe, I'm glad to get to hold your hand.
Leon Leon Meitzen here on Live Music Showcase. So the last time I saw you, if I'm remembering correctly, was last year
Oh man,
at Americana Fest in Nashville.
that's right. You were in town.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
I was. That was a great show.
Man, thank you so much.
That was a great show. I mean, I think that might have been the first time you and I like really officially met. We'd met kind of in passing prior to that, I think. But I remember watching you play, and our mutual friend Stefan
Oh yeah, I love Stefan.
was there as well. And
He'll be actually playing at the show tomorrow.
oh, will he be there too?
I'm having the boys from Mercy McCoy
Oh,
as
that's
the backing
awesome.
band
I
tomorrow
love
night.
that. Love those guys.
Great dude.
He was telling me, he was like, yeah, man, he's doing great up here. He's doing all this cool stuff. And then next thing I know, you're on tour this past summer, with like one of my favorite up and coming,
Evan Honey?
one of my favorite up and coming
Evan's the man.
performers. Yeah. So tell me how you managed to get on tour with Evan.
So I think it was December last year. I was kind of in this grind of just posting reels every day, and his manager, Kyle, reached out, found one of the reels, and he reached out to me and one of my other friends in Nashville, Thomas Rowland, and invited us up to Woodstock for this little like Cloverdale Records powwow. Now Cloverdale's like the record label that Evan and Kyle own together.
Oh, okay.
And there was all these artists, like I didn't know who was going. I heard like rumors of, so-and-so's coming, so-and-so's coming. So I didn't know what to expect coming in there. But we got up to Woodstock. Kyle picked me up at the train station, and I got to the house, and it was all these other artists that I've kind of seen like in passing on Instagram and TikTok, and their songs came up on my Spotify, but like we all kind of like knew of each other.
Ah, okay.
And I thought it was gonna be like a whole like songwriting camp. Like we wrote songs and stuff, but I mean we had a really fun week up in Woodstock. It was a lot of fun.
So usually when I hear musicians say we had a lot of fun,
Hells yeah.
usually that means that some minds were opened, I guess we'll say, in some capacity. Warped. That's a great way of putting it.
In some capacity.
Yeah, some perspectives were broadened, we'll say,
Absolutely.
in some chemical ways. Good for you. That sounds like fun.
It was a great time.
So let me ask you this then. Are you a person that like has embraced the social media kind of aspect of being a songwriter, being a musician?
I spent a lot of time being really hard-headed about it. And,
Okay.
After a certain bit of time of just, throwing stuff at the wall and nothing sticking, I kind of just took everything I thought I knew and threw it out the window, and just chose to embrace it. And honestly, like that, I feel like that pretty much changed my life, from
Really?
that point on. Because, before, like, I would be doing something, trying to do it in a way that it's been done before. And, like, I'm, just thinking, like, obviously this isn't working right now. So, like, what can I do? Like, if I want to do this for a living, like, how am I going to make it work, And I think once I just kind of gave into the whole social media thing, and, I mean, still to this day, like, I'm not a big fan of social media. I honestly wish, I could just chuck my phone out the window and just get a little flip phone. But I will say, like, when you do spend so much time recording music and, trying to make it sound as good as possible, and, you want as many people to hear it as possible. And I realized, like, all right, well, if social media helps me do that, then, so be it. I gotta conform to the times.
So what changed in the way that you like craft a reel, for example, from before to when it started working? Like what did you do differently, if you even know?
I remember, like, I used to post reels, where I would like play for a little bit before singing. I realized, like, all right, I just got to get right into it.
Okay.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
And then just kind of seeing what other people are doing that, where it's like working for them, and then
Mhm.
just kind of trying to do that in your own way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then being consistent too, like not just with like Instagram or TikTok, but I think like as far as like Spotify goes, because it seems like Spotify's kind of headed in that direction where
Mhm.
it's becoming almost like a social media platform, So my perspective kind of shifted where I want to, if I have a whole album worth of songs, rather than, do 3 singles and then put the whole record out, I can kind of make it so that I release a single every 2 weeks for like 6 months, and then boom, album's out. But I just do it single by single, and I think that's been a huge game changer.
Yeah, they say I've actually heard on pretty good authority from some friends that are higher up in the recording industry these days that they just want to see you releasing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't necessarily care if the releases are like multiple songs or full LPs or EPs. Like, they don't care. They just want to see you consistently putting out new material all the time, and then they want to see you. Basically, they want to see you do what they would help you do if you sign with them.
Yeah.
And so we'll talk about, I think, more of that, of like you have representation now, and you're, where you were saying like back in 2020 you were like I'm done with this, and now you're like really doing the damn thing, as they say.
Trying to.
I mean, yeah,
you
are.
Make it.
Yeah. Leon is playing at Hooch and Hive tomorrow night. For those of you who are listening live, December 21st, Hooch and Hive with Rock Helton, right?
Yes, sir.
Right? Yeah. And Rock is actually here. He's going to play a few songs in just a few moments. I think right after this song, we'll bring him in and have him set up and everything. And we're coming up to the halfway point of the show, which means that we are jumping into the AMA, the Ask Musicians Anything segment of the show. It's where you, as a listener, as a viewer, can call in or write in with any questions or comments that you might have for Leon, for me, for the radio show, for the station, whatever you want to do. It's almost Christmas time here. It's the holiday season. You can feel free to get weird with it, whatever you want to do. Call in 813-239-9663. That number again. Leon, what's that number?
Say it one more time.
813-239-9663. No, I'm kidding. I joke about that because it literally took me 2 years to memorize it because I have a terrible memory. But anyway.
I got an awful memory.
Call in. 813-239-9663. Our board op Charlie will take your calls and your comments and your questions, and he'll send them to me. And then at the end of the show, I'll share them with Leon, and we'll usually have a good laugh or have a good time with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So what's this next one called? What's this next song?
You guys want a sad one?
I love sad songs.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Let's keep it sad.
Yeah. Why not? Ooh. Gotta love that sound.
Oh, yeah. It's called If That's What It Takes. This one's unreleased.
Going into drop D with a capo on 1.
I wrote the song with my good buddy Presley Drake. Sitting tired in the kitchen, been working all day, got no time nor money to show for anyway. But I'll sit here till dawn, if that's what it takes to forget you. I couldn't blame you for leaving, I didn't give you much choice. I was dealing with demons, couldn't drown out the noise. Got a hold of my tongue, the last thing I meant was to hurt you. But I said what I said, I ain't sorry at all. Sold half of my soul just to be there at your beck and call. You gave all of your love to my half-filled heart. Lord knows we was getting to the point it would all fall apart. So I'll Guess that's how that we let things get down to the way that they are. We had a hell of an ending, but I guess it's a start, a good turn of the page as we both drift apart. We had a good run, but it seems it's all in the dust. There's some nights that I need you, but I know not to call. Weigh us both down with the weight of it all. So I hold it all in, if that's what it takes not to hurt you. But I said what I said, I ain't sorry at all. Sold half of my soul just to be there at your beck and call. You gave all of your love to my half-filled heart. Lord knows we was getting to the point it would all fall apart. So I'll just settle for loving you from afar. I guess that's how that we let things get down to the way that they are. Guess that's how that we let things get down to the way that they are.
Thank you for resolving that. That was nice.
Appreciate
Nice little drop D. Love that. Leanne Meitzen here in studio at WMNF, live music showcase. We're getting...
I love 3/4. I like the waltz. And I like sad songs.
Mark says, why are so many songs in 3/4? That's so funny. We're going to get Rock Helton in here. Coming on in. Come on in, man. If you can see me in there. There he is. All right. So Leon is performing, headlining at Hooch and Hive tomorrow night. Now, we mentioned, I want to say it was last week or the week before, at some point or another, there was a headline in Creative Loafing recently that said that Hooch and Hive is closing. And that sucks.
It really does.
That sucks. That sucks for a number of reasons. The number one reason being that it's just a cool place. It's a really cool venue. They curated a really interesting, eclectic, and unique place for people to go and gather and listen to music and have a good time. And, for no other, I mean, if there were no other reason than that, that's a good reason for a place like that to stick around, for Tampa people to go and visit and be patrons of said place. I think the most important reason, though, that sucks is the ecosystem that exists in a local music scene, and how, just like in a natural ecosystem, when you mess with one thing that might seem innocuous, you're actually significantly damaging the ecosystem as a whole. And what people don't realize is that for any band that they love, for every band that they've ever loved, any band for you listening right now, for every band that you have ever heard, that you fell in love with, that you maybe your first dance was at your wedding, or you sang to your child when they were little, or your first concert when you were a kid, every single one of those bands started on stages just like the one at Hooch and Hive. And not only is that cool to kind of keep in perspective, it's integral to every band to have a place where they can play to a small room of people and cut their teeth and get on stage experience, if nothing else. But the other cool thing is when you as a concert goer go to places like that, you get the most intimate and immersive experience that you can get at a concert, because you're standing 1 foot from a stage where the musician is standing 1 foot from the edge of the stage. I mean, you can basically feel each other's breath in a room where you want to be that aggressive where you stand.
Absolutely. No, I think those like mid-size and small venues, it's important to have them around. I mean, nobody gets their start playing Amalie Arena,
Yeah.
So I'm kind of worried about it. I saw the Hideaway go, and the Hideaway Cafe was super close to me. That was my first ticketed show, and I have a lot of good memories at Hooch and Hive.
Yeah.
So it's sad to see it go.
And that's the thing. It's not just Hooch and Hive that's closed. We have the Hideaway Cafe that closed. We have the Attic at Rock Brothers that closed. In St. Petersburg, we had several venues that were small. All of the smaller size ticketed venues closed. Really have any there except for Bayboro now. And it's the kind of thing that if it keeps happening, it means that the local music scene is going to suffer significantly.
Absolutely.
So let's all do ourselves a favor and spend a little bit of money to go and see Leon and Rock, who is here in studio with us now. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
I'm good. We're good. At Hooch and Hive tomorrow night. I'm going to post a link in the live stream so you can, and that way, if you need to figure that out, it's very quick. All right, so real quick, Rock Heldon, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I feel like deja vu. I already asked you that. What kind of music do you play? Is it just like Leon? Are we going to hear something any different than what he does? Do you do your own thing? What do you got?
Leon's definitely been a big inspiration for me songwriting-wise.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah. Now, I saw him first time back in August on the Evan Honer run, and that's where I met him. And definitely shifted my songwriting from then.
Really?
But yeah, I try to stick to that like folk country vibe that we got going here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's hear a song, man. What's this one going to be called? What's it about? Set it up.
This one's called Raise a Toast. I wrote it about 2 months ago. It's just about, this world can get crazy sometimes, and I think everybody can benefit from just raising one up. I've been down, I've been feeling blue. My buddy's got a Smokey the Bear tattoo on his left arm, along with all the hurt he holds. We've been at it every night, trying to drown out the pain. You say it's keeping me down, Lord, it's keeping me sane. The whiskey ain't doing so, I guess I'll find my way on by. Well, this life ain't made for most. Getting high and chasing ghosts. Broken times, they start to show. While the real world's dying, honey, let's just raise a toast. I've been staying out late, making a mess. New woman every week, it'll end in a wreck, but I don't care, 'cause there's one thing on my mind. Our world's slipping through, been for a while. My heart is needing saved like a motherless child. The devil's at the door and he's creeping in as we speak. Well, this life ain't made for most. Getting high and chasing ghosts. Broken times, they start to show. While the real world's dying, honey, let's just raise a toast. while the real world's dying, honey, let's just raise a toast.
Rock Helton, everybody. Very nice.
Thank you so
Very
much.
nice. Very nice. Where'd you learn how to write a song like that?
My pops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's Joshua Riley. I'm
Mhm.
a lucky kid to grow up in that house.
That's pretty incredible. Yeah. And so raise a toast. How old are you?
I'm 19.
19. Raise a toast of apple cider.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Yes. Mark says he was thinking the whiskey didn't hit right. That's right. That's right. He's never tasted whiskey. He's only 19. He's never done that, I'm sure. Why would he? That's illegal. So anyway, yeah, I mean that's some solid songwriting you got there. What are you gonna do with songs like that?
So this February, I'm heading up to Woodstock, New York, to record with Cloverdale, recording an album, and start releasing singles, and I'm pretty excited about it.
All right.
So yeah, Leon's been a big help through all of that, and I really appreciate it.
Cheers, brother.
Hell yeah.
I honestly just want to see other artists from Florida, kind of coming up together and kind of doing the thing.
You know, they say that one of the best things that a Florida musician can do for their career and for their own, we'll say, status in Florida, in their hometown, is leave and then come back and then leave again and periodically do that over the course of 10 to 15 years. And
Absolutely.
if your sanity is still somewhat intact, enough so that you can still organize a thought, but not so much so that you're no longer creative, then maybe you stick around.
Absolutely.
Or you move up to Nashville or Woodstock or wherever and keep making the dream happen. I love it.
It is super cool. I mean, if it hadn't been for Rock's Pop, Joshua Riley, I mean, everybody, he's a legend here,
Yeah.
I don't think I would have been writing songs or even really I still might not be playing today,
Tell me why.
I used to go to this open mic at the Whistle Stop when I was a kid, and like every week I would, prepare like 3 songs, usually covers, and I would sing them. But Josh was hosting it, and Josh would sing his originals and stuff, and then he kind of disappeared for a few years, and I didn't know where he went. And I was at a So Far show in Tampa, and Josh was there, and he had a beard, and he was bald, and I was like, whoa, so I was, it was like the lost years, but Josh had really kind of gone after the craft, and, I think a lot of people in the area really look up to him. I definitely do.
Absolutely.
Rock does, and,
Yeah. I mean, so, all right. So, I could chat all day. Rock, I want to hear another song.
All right.
Can we hear one more?
Yeah, this
All
one's this is a new one. It's called 1985. It's about I've heard a lot of folks say that times were simpler back in their day.
An ancient time for
Yeah.
a 19-year-old. Yeah. All right.
No disrespect to anybody going back then. She hits my line every chance she gets, and I do my best not to reply, but I don't got the heart for it. She left me cold when she told me true, thanked me for the good times and left for something new. Oh, something new, something new. Said all the good times I gave to her were enough to cut us loose. I'll ramble on and catch my fall while the wheels spin, and I have withdrawals from the moments of my past that I still hide. If only times were as simple as they were back in 1985. My bears took it home way back when Pops was young, got to soak it in. I'd pay to see that city back in gear. But nowadays it's a waiting game. They'll get you first if you say the name. I don't want no trouble, I just want to get on by. Get on on by, I'm getting by. If I come stay one more night, we'll have to make this right. My gut tells me it's a bad decision. I can tell by all my inhibition. My head is full, I need to take a drive. If only times were as simple as they were back in 1985. Back in 1985.
Rock Helton, everybody. Rock Helton. I like it. 813-239-9663. Call in and let us know how you feel about Rock. It's his live music showcase debut here on the show. Leon, you've been on the show, but not for a long time, since before I was on, if I'm not mistaken. Am I wrong?
I think.
Or maybe a different show.
I think it was 18.
I think you were 18.
Yes, or 17 or 18.
So like 2 years
while
ago.
Like last year, you know.
Like last year. Yeah, you know.
It's been a long year.
Boy, oh boy, has it ever. Okay, so 2025 is coming up. Leon, Rock, what do you guys want to do with 2025? I know you're recording an album. What do you want to do with 2025?
I want to make it the best year of my life.
All right, that's a cop-out. What do you actually want to do? What's a goal? Give me a goal.
I got 2 records in the chamber. I want to put 2 records out next year.
Both barrels.
And
Let's
I wanna,
go.
January and February, I'm just going to hibernate. I've been on the road a bunch this year, and I haven't fished that much this year, which really bothers me, you know. So I think 2025, I want to get all my work done in advance and make time to still do the things that make me happy.
I love it.
Not just keep my head down and, forget to look up. Sometimes you got to look up.
Yeah. Forest for the trees and whatnot.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, man. Leon, I want to hear another song of yours. We're coming up near the end of the show. We're still doing the AMA, the Ask Musicians Anything portion of the show. You can call in 813-239-9663 with any comments or questions that you might have. So far, the comments have just been comments. They've just been really positive, little positive things. We do have, I see one comment already that is a question, so we'll save that we're coming up near the end of the show. Tell you what, here's what we'll do. I'm going to read the show credits. I'm going to share one AMA question with Leon here, and with Leon and Rock here, and then we'll do one last song and round it all out. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. So this show takes a very dedicated team of passionate volunteers behind the scenes to make sure that it sounds and looks as good as it does. Sound mixer Mark Perfetti, our audio assistant Pam Robinson is out today. We hope she's doing better. Hope she's feeling better. Video director is Ed Lehman. Our camera operators are Lisa Reuter and Charles Holsopple. Our board op is Charlie Cushing. I'm your host, Ken Appersons. Ed Lehman. Not Lehman. I always do that. Ed Lehman. And this is Live Music Showcase. Next week, we're going to do a little best of episode to round out the year, kind of a best of 2024 episode. Some of my favorite songs. And I'm actually going to petition to you, the listeners, to go into our Spotify or Apple Music, our archive, and pick your favorite artist from 2024 that you enjoyed on the show. Send them in to me. My email is ken@wmnf.org. You can send me an email with your favorite episode, and I'll pick. If you have a favorite song from a favorite episode too, send it in. We'll, the best ones will get on the air next week. So that'll be a lot of fun. All right. So one quick AMA question. This is from Reed Hills. Reed is the lead singer of a band called Ajeva here in town. He's awesome.
Super
and
cool.
Good friend of the show. He says, great lyrics, reminds me of Hank. Any influence there? I think that's for you, Rock.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I won't say.
He's like, Hank who? No, I don't even know who that is.
No,
Tom
it's
Hanks?
really all just come from my pops, and just like I grew up around that live music scene, and I don't even know how old I was at those Whistle Stop open mics watching, and I had no idea about Leon until August, and now he's a good buddy. But yeah, it all just comes from hearing Josh go over lyrics 100 times in the house and just getting that instilled in my brain.
That's wild. So it's kind of like in your pedigree almost. Like you were like raised and formed to be a songwriter.
Yeah, and I didn't start writing tunes until probably about 2 years ago.
Mhm.
'Cause I was playing baseball my whole life, and that's what I wanted to do, and then baseball didn't work out, and I found music, and I've never been happier.
Did you have
Yeah.
yourself kind of a little crisis of identity?
Exactly.
A little bit
yeah.
there? A little 1/8 life crisis?
I guess.
It's
Yeah.
real, man.
Yeah, it happens. It does. I mean, so you weren't interested in music at all 2 years ago?
Well, I've been playing guitar
Playing
my
guitar.
whole life.
Okay.
But no, 2 years ago is when I started writing and performing live. My
And getting
first time
creative.
performing live was my brother bet me to go on an open mic in Costa Rica, and I went
In
on.
Costa Rica?
Yeah, and then I ended up just falling in love with it, and I never want to look back.
Wow. That's I mean, that's pretty wild. You never know when that music bug's going to bite you, do you? You just never know. So, in your dad, who's a musician, and you're playing baseball, and he's over here in the corner like, is he going to become a songwriter? Is he going to write? Is he going to start writing music? No, he's not. He's playing baseball. And then how did you break it to him that you were going to start writing music, or that you had started writing? Maybe was it like, hey, Dad, I wrote this. What do you think? Was it that kind of a thing?
So my parents have always been the most supportive people of all time. Like when I was playing baseball, they were 100% devoted to me being the best player that I could. And then when I told them that I wanted to do music, they were like, all right, let's go do music and let's chase after this. So thank you, Mom and Dad, for everything. I really appreciate it.
Love it. I love that. That's awesome. All right, Leon, you want to take us out with one last song?
Yes, sir.
All right, Leon Meitzen here on Live Music Showcase, performing at Hooch and Hive tomorrow night. Maybe I think it's the last ticketed show at Hooch and Hive before they close in the new year. So definitely, I would love to go and check that out. I hope you do too. The link for tickets is going to be here in the comments. I'm actually going to post that right now in the comments on the live stream. If you're listening on the radio and you want to join the live stream, it is on Facebook, WMNF's Live Music Showcase, and on YouTube, it is WMNF Community Radio. We will see you next week. And if you're listening in podcast form, disregard just about everything I just said, because you're listening from the future. We love you. All right, Leon, what's this last song going to be called? What are you going to take us out with?
It's a new one. It's called Shot Myself in the Leg.
Oh, I've done that before.
Hell yeah. Hey, mama, is the shape I'm in. Gonna get high just to fall again. I got nothing to do, nothing to say, nowhere to be. I'm gonna sit in the rain. Hey, mama, it's what I know. When I'm down and when I'm low, I lost a couple friends and burned a few bridges. Shot myself in the leg and I didn't get stitches. But I've known loss and I've known pain, and I've known less if I'd half a brain. Lost my world to my own damn greed. Shot myself in the leg just to see if I bleed. Hey, mama, tell me what to do. I think my luck is falling through. It's getting pretty slim, my glass is getting thicker. I could drink a whole ocean if it go down any quicker. Hey, mama, tell me where I've been. She told me, son, you're on the road to sin. You're walking, talking, traveling on, playing with leaves and pissing on. But I've known loss and I've known pain, and I've known less if I'd half a brain. Lost my world to my own damn greed. Shot myself in the leg just to see if I bleed. But I've known loss and I've known pain, and I've known less about half a brain. Lost my world to my own damn greed. Shot myself in the leg just to see if I bleed.
Hanson here in studio, Rock Helton. Good luck at your show tomorrow night, you guys.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
It was a pleasure. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And whether or not you're learning how to play guitar or learning how to write a song or learn how to cast a line, go practice. We'll see you guys next time.